As you walked away, I called out your name. It was at that very moment I knew I would not be the same. You left me broken all alone, and now you will not pick up your phone. Did you think that would get me feeling down? No, that made me drive all around that old small town. Did you think I would drown in your pain? Hell to the no, let me explain. I drove up to that old dive bar on the corner of a new tomorrow. I thought I was going in to drink away my sorrows. Instead I danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all night long. As you drove on by that old glowing neon sign, you see me walking in with someone new. You thought you left me broken and alone, waiting for me to pick up that damn phone. Did you think I would move on? It was a new day you left for me tomorrow. Hell to the no, let me explain. I drove up to that old dive bar on the corner of a new tomorrow. I thought I was going in to drink away my sorrows. Instead I danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all night long. Instead I danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all night long. Hell to the no, let me explain. I drove up to that old dive bar on the corner of a new tomorrow. I thought I was going in to drink away my sorrows. Instead I danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all night long. Instead I danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all night long.
All right, we're live in the homie's backyard right now. Today we have Corday stepping into the cypher.
I don't know if you guys seen the suicide awareness phone number or if you need to reach out. I believe the number is 988. Let me check my banners. I don't have it. Before the end of the stream, please remind me to share numbers for addiction, for help. I have a lot I want to cover. I'm hoping I have time. There's some stuff from here in Pennsylvania, right here from my city in Pittsburgh, I'd like to go over if I have time at the end. It's an hour-long press conference I'd like to watch with you about a huge drug bust that I just found out a few hours ago happened in my area and in some other counties surrounding, and even over by Philadelphia. It was a big thing. And although they don't talk about human trafficking during this press conference, dude, it's so bad. I sound like I fart. I put these new leather chairs in here and I keep forgetting to put the towel on them. So if it sounds like I farted, I didn't, but you can laugh because I think it's funny as fuck. I got to get my fucking towel as soon as I let you guys watch whatever. Okay, so thank you, Lisa K, for the compliments. So I just want to go over that. But prior to that, I promised you guys that I would read more of the deed So we're going to continue where I left off, and then I will continue to tell you guys what else I'm going to cover tonight. The state of Tennessee, county. Oh, wait. I am offering a link to my husband. You see, he was just at my house. I let him come here. And we were trying to talk to each other and get along for a few minutes after he broke into my home last night. Stole items from my house. He says they were just his, but this man's been hiding my clothes and doing strange things for a long time now to me. And I feel as if they are abuse. Well, today's problem is I asked my husband to do an interview with me while he was here, and I wanted him to talk about the girl I think catfished him, who is connected to a woman named Deanna Zacharias. Now, Deanna Zacharias is, and I don't give a fuck if I'm doxing her, bitch ain't even got the fucking money to fucking sue me, and I got threats, and I can show you the threats from Brian O'Toole and all this crazy shit, and I showed you a little bit this afternoon and spoke a little bit this afternoon about people who were harassing me and involved in some things here in Pittsburgh that may connect to my friend Lisa, which I also think connects to Summer. In my opinion, a bigger criminal organization connects to Summer that might, and if not Summer, Layla, or other people, but definitely, in my opinion, my friend Lisa. And I shared a deep story about her this afternoon. I hope you guys will go watch it and give me a thumbs up. So, Deanna Zacharias is a girl who, I'm going to scroll up. And I'm going to show you some messages from the grave. I'll explain in a minute. Where are you? I can go to my community post and pull it up, but I was hoping to pull the whole conversation. Earl, you're welcome to grab that link. I'm going to explain to my audience in a minute why I'm asking you to. But anyways, let me go to my channel. In my community posts. We're going to scroll down. This is my friend Lisa. I went over her this afternoon. Please go listen. The things will start to make better sense for you. Here we go. Message from the grave. This man's name is Christian Cologne. He comes from a family of about 16 children. Noel, I can't have anybody on panel right now, honey. I'm sorry. I have a busy night planned. I love you. Thank you for visiting. But tomorrow I'll have a live panel where you can come up, okay? Thank you so much for being here and supporting me. You know I love you, babe. Okay. So, I love Stinky, guys. She has a channel, I think. She doesn't cover much, but she goes on a lot of channels here, and she's welcome in the community. She visits Nana's channel a lot. She comes up and just sits and doesn't talk much, but she's a really cool girl, so go give her a subscription if she makes videos. I haven't really checked, but thank you, Noel. Okay, so anyways, back to this guy. Christian Flynn has about 16 brothers and sisters. I've known him since I was a teenager, late teenager, college age. However, I never went to college. I never even graduated high school. I was in ninth grade when I quit and got pregnant. I had a hard life. I failed a couple times. I was a little older. I wasn't a young ninth grader. I had failed twice, so I was a bad kid. So, anyways, Christian comes into my life while I am college age. He is boyfriends with a friend of mine named Andrea Carbon. Andrea Carbon, I also met in Oakland, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She had a child at the time to Christian, and we quickly became friends. We hung out all the time. We did all kinds of things together as our children grew up, but I never involved myself in their criminal shit. They had some. Chris was my friend, but not really my friend. I was better friends with his wife, and we did things with our kids. I knew them very well, though. In 2000 and somewhere between 2010 and 2015, I want to say, my sister, who I just played that song for, is an addict. She disappeared. I could not find her, and I was looking everywhere, and I was panicking about my sister. I thought she had OD'd. Her husband came back from the military, eggplant penis head Bob Ward, and he was abusive. He took her to Ohio. New Eagle, I believe, is the name of the town they moved to, or something similar to that. It's very close to Canton. Chris had seen my posts on Facebook, and my son was he had medical issues. They were still a little young at the time. My son had rashes, and we were going to their house because they lived near the hospital often. When we had to spend the night, I would go down and have coffee with my friend Andy. Man, I watched their decline as Chris started working for a man. He was very abusive to my friend. He would beat her. He would scream at her. He would demand she clean the house, tie his shoes, shoot him up with dope. We watched that, my husband and myself, with a young girl named Deanna Zacharias. She was present at the time. Deanna, I believe, was about 14 years old when Chris met her. Chris prostituted Deanna up to Canton, Ohio, with another man named, well, he told me, I don't know it to be true, so it's speculation, but I will tell you why I think it's true in just a second. He had told me that where I could find my sister, because he himself and this other man, we'll call him BK, Brian K. They were taking girls from McKees Rocks, and Brian K is somebody, I'll just fucking say it, fuck motherfucker. Brian Ketterman is somebody I grew up with, and Chris and Brian shouldn't even fucking know each other. Okay? Now, both Chris and Brian work for a man who is gay. His name is Brian O'Toole. Now, you have seen me post about Brian O'Toole multiple fucking times. Brian O'Toole owns a lot of antique shops in my area that are not opened. He doesn't even run business out of them. They just stay closed, and it is my opinion he is laundering out of those businesses. He owns a very large flea market. here in my area called Rosie's Pop-Up Market. It's in North Versailles, Pennsylvania. He owns a cleaning business and a lot of real estate. He is also the son of a judge. Now, this man, Chris Pallone, at one time had told me that Brian O'Toole was human trafficking women and how I could find my sister because they were human trafficking the 14-year-old Chris had a serious relationship with at the time. And we walked into the house and witnessed that. He moved her in and she was shooting him up. When we came to visit, they had a purple Crown Royal bag. Well, she was running around the house while his wife was shooting him up. They had broken up. The wife had come to my house with a big garbage bag. This went on for years and years and years. I find out while my husband is attacking me on YouTube during Summer's case that my husband has a friendship on Facebook behind my back without telling me ever with a woman named Brittany, same last name as Deanna Zacharias. She turns out to be Deanna's sister, and she is raising Deanna's baby, who they possibly believe is Christian Pallone, and Deanna's baby. I guess CPS came in and took that child. I start getting messages in April of 2023. These are things I've tried to show you guys, but I couldn't really explain because I was being attacked from everywhere and I was really discombobulated in my head. So I started getting messages attached to Brian O'Toole's name, and I've shared them. I don't have them pulled up right now. You can find them easily on my channel, or I'll share them another night. The messages had said something like, Larry Johnson for Brian O'Toole. Big B is on your roof. Bring high school cliques. We're having a round table. Apartment 210 behind Target. That's not verbatim, but that's pretty close to what this message said in 2023, April 23rd to be exact. Big B, in my opinion, is this girl, Brittany Zacharias, that my husband has been having a 3-year affair with. Her sister is the prostitute I just told you about. From the age of 14, she was being trafficked. Things got really bad for me when I reached out to Deanna Zacharias for help. Now, Chris also, here is proof that they also trafficked in date rape rugs. So this is Earl and Chris on 2017 at 5:56 p.m. I tell him when Andy came here with the white bag, I just told you about that, right? Oh, he told me about Shannon, right? So what I was just telling you was this man told me how to find my sister because he was trafficking another woman named Deanna Zacharias, who is my husband's affair sister. Hey, Earl, it's Chris. I have in my possession the finest triple stack E tabs to come into Pittsburgh in 20 years. Triple stack E is ecstasy. It's often used to SA women. Proof of trafficking, date rape drugs, right? So must have, can't miss. When they're gone, brother, they're gone. So this is, my husband told the police that this was untrue while he was trying to 302 me and dating the prostitute's sister at work behind my back. Now, the reason I'm offering there's another person who went by John Johnson, which is really fun. His real name's Krishna. And he told me to mind my own business on my missing friend's poster, which he shouldn't even know her at all by any means. In real life, they don't live nowhere near each other. But he was going by John Johnson on Facebook, and his real name's Krishna. And he was leaving me messages about my missing friend that were kind of scary. He was telling me the things my husband was telling this prostitute's sister at work while my husband was having an affair with her. Now, my husband denies, Harold, you're welcome to come up, this affair, but still tells me they were best, closest, and coolest friends for 3 years. This woman sat on his Facebook for 3 years. She knew not to post on his Facebook because he was married. They hung out often together alone. He asked her for advice about how to 302 me to get me help. He refused me cameras, I believe, at her advice. He was doing a lot of dirty things to me. There was a night where he wouldn't let me turn in people breaking into my home. I found some things and things I smoked, like my marijuana and my tobacco. One was a green plant. The other was a pill smashed up. And when I tried to show it to him and show it to the police, he threw a fit, told the police I was crazy and to take me away. This went on for months and months and months, almost a year. I would even say a year. Every time he would come home, I would catch him raping different females, even trying to get a prostitute on TikTok in an abandoned home. So I'm finding out my husband has a very sick, private, double life that I don't know about with very sick people, in my opinion. So tonight, because my husband tells me there's no story to tell about him and Brittany, they're just best friends and I have to get over it, I thought I would ask him to say the same thing to my audience and to answer questions about Brittany. Instead, yes, I'm the woman that was on Ernie. Yes, just a Ruth Biel. So instead, my husband took off like a bat out of fucking hell and refused to come on panel. So I told my husband tonight, we are completely done. I'm not trying anymore. He does things every day. 2 days ago, he did some shady shit with a phone, snuck out of my whole neighborhood and bought a phone I didn't know about. Is your husband going to get mad? He can, Vegas Barbie, but here's the situation. At this moment in time, my husband and I have a no violent contact order. We have court coming up, I believe, August 17th or 19th. I have to look at the paper because we have been going through domestic violence for the past year and a half over this girl and my YouTube. He doesn't want me on YouTube. He tried to take me down with some people I believe were connected to me and these people, my brother-in-law, Eggplant Penis Head, and his prostitute, Stacy Cregan. I know how they connect. It's very hard to explain it to you guys. But my husband strangled me and beat my head off with an old boom box. I had a lump on the side of my head like this. I hit him with a mug when he lunged at me. We both have charges from 2 different nights. I will admit, because he's probably going to tell the courts, there was another night I hit him with a fucking mug and he got a lump on his head. It was my Stanley mug. I'm a Stanley, Crystal Stanley. Fuck you, Earl. Because, do you see my little spot here? I'm in between 2 tables that is big, maybe 3 more inches on each side of my computer. And my husband at times will come into my space and block me and put his finger on me and put his fist in my face. People think I should be scared to come out here and say this, and he threatens me because he doesn't want us talking about our marriage online anymore. However, for me, that's just a way for him to hide the abuse and act like a good citizen in my community while he lies to everybody and tries to cause me harm in my own life. So I did hit him with a Stanley mug. You're fucking right. And he can go tell the fucking judge whatever the fuck he wants. He's hanging out with people who human traffic, in my opinion, speculating based on evidence that I have for many years. I'm going to go get a PFA. We have, I think, agreed to separate if he doesn't grab the link tonight. He is going to pay me out-of-pocket alimony in the amount of $550 every 2 weeks, and we are going to agree to separate, or I will go forth as hard as I can with the strangulation charges. I am going to get the PFA, and I am going to be a light for every woman of domestic violence because I'm on here. It would be wrong of me to allow my husband to abuse me and take me down from YouTube for very bad people while he cannot answer questions about the same people he spoke about me to privately without me knowing for 3 years. Now, this could be a catfish situation, or it could be a completely different situation. Either way, this bitch is Deanna's fucking sister, and my husband never had permission after our child died. And he promised me on my deathbed to never cheat on me again because he has a habit of this. This is not the first time I have forgiven him and put up with his abuse for years. For instance, he complains to this girl and many other people about getting me a cup of coffee or going to the store for me. In my opinion, those are very normal things for husbands to do. But my husband is black, and they say how white people are racist to black people. My husband is very racist to me. When he does something for me, he will come behind me and go, "Here's your coffee." "Yes, ma'am." Like I'm a slave owner because he bought me a cup of coffee and he complains about it. My husband has never picked up a hammer or fixed anything in my home. And when I say to him, "That's a man's job, girl, could you help me?" he attacks me and abuses me and then gets out of doing it. And my house is going to shit. He doesn't care. He just bought this new phone and starved me for a week with no money again after last April starving me for almost 30 days. He does play mind games and narcissistic abuse with me. So the one thing I'm going to do is come out here and show you guys how us women can stop that. I'm going forth with the law. I am leaving my husband as of tonight because he could not get on panel and answer for anything the way he answers me to you guys, because he knows if the masses see it, he's caught. He can't no longer twist my mind and play fucking narcissist with me. So, Earl, good job. You chose this bitch over your marriage. You chose that phone over the marriage. You chose all the abuse you've done to me over your marriage instead of getting therapy and help and doing the things you need to do to better us. It has been 23 years of hell. I salute you. I wish you the best of luck. Please go enjoy Brittany, Indiana, and the prostitutes of fucking Lawrenceville, Pittsburgh. Have a very good time with them. I'm going to save people, including my friend Lisa, who I believe your people know. And know why she's missing. I'm speculating, it's my opinion. I doxed a lot of motherfuckers tonight. I don't give a single motherfuck. Y'all got me? So, fuck you and have a nice day, Earl. We are going to move on. I just spoke a whole hell of a lot. First, we're going to start with, no one has ruled out No one has been ruled out. Part 3, Hatfield and McCoy. They just posted this tonight. I'm going to give them a like before I watch it because I am sharing it. I'm going to come to my chat. I know just to work me out. And I tell him that as well. He doesn't see what he even did that night is wrong. Enough is enough. It's hard, but it's over. I agree. Okay, so here is the link to this video. I'm going to pull myself down. I haven't listened. I will come back. Yes, Ivy's mom. Thank you. I hope I could be a beacon of light for somebody because I'm not putting up with his abuse one more fucking minute. So that's what I was saying earlier, and I don't think I finished the story. There was a man named Kevin Sherman who, when I was 14 years old, killed my mother. She was dead. A police officer from my town named Timmy Kiefer brought her back to life. She spent 4 months in the hospital, and I have CPTSD from that day. That's just one thing in my life that I have CPTSD from, and my husband does not understand when he's in my face doing this and this, that it triggers me and that I do hit. That's because of my past. I'm not a bitch, and if you're gonna put your fucking hands on me, I'm going to put my hands back. Take this to the judge. I don't give a fuck. Okay? You don't put your fucking hands on me ever. I forget what I was saying. Let's go watch this. I've said enough. Oh, Kevin Sherman. He beat my mom because my mother cheated on him while he was in prison and got pregnant and had a baby. He was aiming for my very brand new 4-month-old sister, Sarah, who's now going to prison for sexually assaulting her children. I saved her life once, and right now I'm very angry at her. I had to save my sister, run her down a hill to a friend's house and harbor her and hide her till the police came to talk to me. And then I had to figure out how to raise her and get her to people at 14 years old who could help me and my 8-year-old sister because we were left parentless. It was a very bad fucking situation. And because of that, I get triggered easily, and my husband doesn't seem to understand his abuse triggers me. So I have a defense. Is my defense correct? No, I should never put my hands on him. But when he is standing behind me or ripping me out of my sleep because his girlfriend called my house and he told me to call her back, and I did, and he got in trouble at work, so came home and ripped me out of my sleep, and what did he say? He snatched me up. I have a text message to prove that he said that. No, I just snatched you up. These are not things that men can do to women. And I'm not going to let you continue this one more fucking minute in my life. Okay, another night I'm going to get on here and I'm going to share all the domestic violence numbers. And I have videos with those in it. I think from Summer's last anniversary. Please go. Not anniversary. Day of disappearance. Please go watch it. It has all the numbers for somebody who's gone through what I've gone through to call.
So, but with a career in law enforcement, a career in investigations and such, some things never fail you. It wouldn't make much sense if you go to interview somebody or ask them information on something that's happened. If you know more than they do or act like you know more than they do, why would they want to give you any information or try to tell you anything? So, yeah, we may have known a little bit more than what we said we did. But again, at this point, we're not accusing nobody. But just like the TBI has said, and law enforcement, nobody's ruled out.
But they
Donnie says that him and Candace passed a polygraph. Very well could have. Only the TBI knows the truth to that. But the TBI, the statement from the TBI and law enforcement that we've read says nobody has been ruled out. So if nobody's ruled out,
right,
then that means everybody's still a suspect. So when we talk to people, even though we try to be nice, polite, we're not. We're inquisitive. We're trying to find out information that we can find out, and we're also trying to let people talk as much as they want to, in case somebody else has talked to these people and maybe they got a different story than what we were told, and then that would be a clue that maybe something else needs to be looked into.
Yeah, we don't want to influence them on what to say or do, so that's why we try to sit and listen and then ask questions and do it that way.
Guys, we don't want to accuse nobody, and we won't. We like evidence, and we like proof. No one was deceived. It seems to be a lot of interest, a lot of comments on taping or not. Whether we were taping in the last video, this number 2 here, Sheila puts a circle around, a little red circle when I bend over to pick up my pop or whatever, and you'll see my mic. You can see mine and Sheila's, both of our mics on our shirts. It's not like something we tried to hide. They've got a solid green light on and a flashing green light, meaning they're recording. No one was deceived. We told them within 2 minutes of getting there, we told them we were retired, police officer, school teacher, and now we do YouTubes. Within 1 minute, Don said, "I see your mic." He commented. It's on the video. Again, we didn't turn our cameras off. It's on from the time we left the bus. Up the hill, hollered at him, went on up to meet him, sat down. The camera was never turned off until the latter part of this video. You'll see where it's turned off because Candace wanted to see what I'd been photographing or filming, and I showed her. I have no problem. Sheila and I have nothing to hide, guys. Sheila and I try to be as straightforward as we can with people, and we appreciate it when people are the same way with us. But go ahead, babe.
And when he mentioned that he saw the microphone, at that point in time, he could have said, "Okay, I don't want to talk," or anything. And
Yeah,
go, but he didn't.
And even Candace in number 1 video or number 2, she said, "You all told me you wasn't taping." She's mistaken.
okay. The point is you should have said, in my opinion, and I covered this, it seems I'm not going to go over this. I shared the link. You guys can go over it because I have a lot of other stuff. And to me, it seems they're just saying a lot of the same stuff in part 2. Now, I will quickly, hold on. Oh, there is more, and I didn't go through part 2. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you.
Tom Ogle drove 200 miles on only 2 gallons of gasoline. Royal
Child. They didn't show us the whole one in part 1, so we'll watch from part 3. I'll go back. We'll go to part 2 and see if they show parts of their interview that they didn't show in part 1, or what they go over and what they say. We did know that there was a little more to this, and this man did say that by the end of it, Candace felt more comfortable with them. Now, I gave my thoughts on them this morning, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over that because I have some other stuff I really want to go over with you guys. I always try to keep Summer's name in the forefront in the facts. Even though I speculate a lot and I have a lot of my own opinions, I think it's important at least once a month to come on and watch a series of news clips that may be relevant or not, or to thank the community for what they have done in Summer Wells' case. So I have a series of news clips pulled up here that I want to go over. And I also have some screenshots. Yeah, I have some screenshots I want to show you, and then I want to watch a little bit of the Pittsburgh stuff. So we're going to watch this from the interview, go back, see if we can, on part 2, see if we show any parts of the interview. My thoughts stand on their opinions, and my invitation stands for them to come on panel and speak with us.
No,
Don't wanna
he
go
said-
there.
she
So-
kept shaking his head.
So
And when I say I've got to edit the video, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna cut anything. It could I do the thumbnails on that, add the music.
we're not those YouTubers that care. We don't get that many views. We don't make no money from Google and YouTube is enough to be worried about. Like I said, it won't pay for our gas to Tennessee and back, and the damage we done to our bus getting there. Here we go, guys.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Here's the video. Sean, did
And
I do
I'm
that
just
to you?
so tired
We've had thousands
of
of
thousands of people come up here and blame me for something I've never done to my child.
Yeah. We can understand that.
No, you don't understand. You know that I've been blamed for my best friend's death even
No.
to this day?
It's okay. Listen, Donnie,
No,
It's
it's
all
not okay.
it's been great.
I appreciate y'all.
It's been a
God
great
bless you
visit
guys.
with you.
Yeah.
And we're going to leave the pop. I'm going to take the bracelet.
No, I want y'all to take
I don't
the
want to take your pop.
We
That's
got
okay.
plenty.
I have
Come on.
plenty.
Life before CPS.
No video.
Oh, okay. No videos of it. Okay. Well, dear, there's really.
I mean,
I'll give you a couple, but
She doesn't want you to see.
Okay, you take your time.
She'll pick the ones.
Pictures on the
Take-
hold on a minute.
Take your time.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's all good, guys. Listen, this ain't something that's easy for you all. I'm sure.
Oh, it's been a nightmare.
I'm sure.
It's been a nightmare.
There's nobody can.
Yet he's still recording after Candace just said no video. And this is where I have my problem. You're not going to gain parents' trust to get any information by them by being sneaky when you sneak up onto the property and then ask, can I come up with a camera already recorded on private land? This is private property. This is not like you're in a grocery store or on the street, walking down the street and you see an arrest. This is a completely different situation, and this is exactly what YouTubers have done. You can see Candace's pain, and I truly believe Candace doesn't know what happened this summer. In my opinion, I do believe Dawn might. I believe Candace might, but I don't believe that they did anything directly to their child, or if they did, I have a million theories a day. I don't know what Candace did, but here she seems sincere. I have mixed emotions about Candace. She does this. Candace will cry. Candace will show tears. She will show sorrow. But then Candace will refuse to answer questions. One of Candace's biggest problems is the cameras. Now, we do have the YouTubers that went up to her land. We do have the YouTubers that harassed them and the psychics, but we also have the body language specialists and Dr. Phil, where this woman just got up and refused to answer questions and be recorded. Candace has no problem going on her own channel. Candace has no problem doing lives with Dill Terry and Squall Tit and Dawn drunk. Candace has no problem going over to Jenkies or Daisy's. Candace has no problem getting in with certain YouTube creators, and then she fights with them and says, oh, they twisted this, they twisted that. But Candace does entertain certain YouTubers. So when she refuses, hey Kylie, when she refuses to answer questions so consistently, it's not just this situation. You have to question, why does Candace do that? But then you see true emotion from her. You got to think there are probably things investigators at this point are asking them not to say. Where did we just recently see the first interview of this? Cops ain't listening to me. Summer's anniversary. I just seen an interview. Oh my God. Did you know the parents did an interview on an odd channel Dawn did recently? I think. I need to go find that. I think. I watched so much shit a day. That'll be another night. But anyways, they still blame the police and they have very bad connections with the police. They still blame CPS. I showed you this afternoon what Dawn states about CPS with evidence, why that can't be true. What he's stating, CPS, the way he's stating things, them looking at this and that. However, I do see a human problem with TT. And something she has stated to me. That was in earlier live. Thank you, Kylie. I'm glad you liked it. I explained my hair this morning. Go watch. This is my third live today. Okay, so let's finish this.
That's
Criticize
one of the things. It was so bad up here.
What's that old saying?
Police presence. I mean, half the country police force was here, descended here. I took my Subaru down. I was going to go somewhere, and I got traffic was backed up all the way out both ends of Beach Creek. You couldn't even leave here. You couldn't go nowhere for days.
Wow.
People searching everywhere.
You think if she was around here, they would have found?
Oh yeah,
sure.
Oh,
that's what we.
Yeah, she was definitely taken in a car. When the search dogs got here,
Poke.
we give them some of her clothes,
Yeah.
the dirty laundry,
Yeah.
and they went straight down the dog trail to the road down there, and then the dog lost her scent on that road down there.
Wow.
How long?
So somebody picked her up in the car. You're
Yes,
thinking,
absolutely.
or that's what I would think.
Oh yeah, if she wandered off by herself, the dogs would have found her. They would have picked up her scent and found her.
How long do you think she was missing?
I found this site called box.gg that'll let you unbox packs on their site and they'll ship the physical cards straight to you. They've got
Before you noticed she was missing.
Well, Candace helped her mom put her knee brace on and then come in the house. And like, where's Summer? Well, she went downstairs. Well, she's hollered for her and she's nowhere.
Okay.
She was gone.
And the police
Somebody
talk.
come up here and led her by the hand down the dog trail. According to the search dog, it went straight down the dog trail.
And the police talked to the three boys, I'm sure.
Yes.
And they told them the same thing.
Yeah, and that's when they started brainwashing them.
Yeah.
That's
But the boys told them that Summer come up, wanted to go downstairs and play. She went downstairs and played, and that's the last time they saw her.
Yeah, the boys were the last one.
Is that right, Candace?
Yeah.
I see you shaking your head. Correct me if I'm wrong, dear. If I say something that's not,
Pictures or you can share with them.
she's
I
probably
want people to see live before.
she's probably reminiscing over there.
Yeah.
Each one of our kids had a motorcycle. I'm not
Wow.
sure each one of the boys had a motorcycle.
Yeah, sounds like
That's
me.
cool.
The littlest one had a.
Is it okay if I put these on camera, Candace?
They've already been out there, so it don't matter.
Okay, thank you. Oh, look how sweet. No wonder you're.
Now Candace got to take her everywhere.
Oh, good.
Thank God.
Oh,
I worked all the
there.
time, but she got to take them out all the time.
Bless her.
We're just as happy as can be. We had
Look
to
at
we had to
that.
cut her hair off. And she whacked it off at one time.
Kids will do that when they're young like that.
And you know why
Dirty
we had to
face.
whack our heads off? Because the boys come home from school with lies.
Yeah. When he
Well,
said
no,
that,
that's-
I kind
We
of, with
kinda
Sheila
figured
working,
it.
Sheila's a retired school teacher, and
Lord.
I kind of figured
Got lies?
we've done that ourselves, hon. There's nobody out there that's.
Oh, look.
That's the only reason why her head was
No.
shaved and my head was shaved.
Oh, I love that
Robin
one.
took that one at church.
Oh, Lord, look at that.
Guys, y'all got to be broken. No wonder.
I was holding
Is that
her.
you?
Is that
Yeah. She was screaming so loud I had piercing my ears.
Look at that. Well, she's got pretty eyes.
She does.
Got her
Beautiful.
daddy's eyes.
See, I think when DC was up here, they just fell in love with her and they just had to have
Yeah.
her.
She's
Big
a beautiful
money.
kid.
That's
Beautiful child.
$60,000.
She's beautiful.
She's six. That's a big $60,000 money sign to them bastards.
Bless. Bless her.
Great pictures. Great pictures,
Look at
Candace.
that.
You and her with your tongue sticking out.
Oh, How old was she there?
Oh no, I have to look at it.
She's sitting there in a little red outfit, and she's
She
got
loved being at the
She was
beach.
4.5.
Oh, look.
Where do you, what's your occupation?
I do drywall.
Okay.
Oh,
I got a brother that does drywall.
look.
That's at the school.
Yeah. Now this here probably ain't long before she was missing, right?
Right, because we was getting her enrolled in school.
Oh, wow.
She was just fixing to go to school that year.
The dentist
Okay.
office and the
But
That's great.
It is. I like that one there too. That's a pretty one.
You know,
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
millions of pictures she's taken.
So he's pointing to the mic. But at this point, after speaking to Trudy and Candace saying, right, Marie, please shut it off. I heard her say shut it off. Just because you have it on you doesn't mean they knew it was recorded. I just think this was rude, but I do appreciate that Candace and Dawn sat. This is a real conversation. We just got to see Summer. They're not denying these people. I just feel when you go up on their land or you do something like this, you should have a notepad. What I did with TT. I had a notepad and a pen. I asked questions. They answered. She answered. I was able to decipher what questions and answers were good enough to bring to YouTube, if any should go to TBI. And what I thought, it took me a while to get a lot of my content out. But I think the most professional way, in my opinion, is the old school way, like the news reporters, or because then you're not putting somebody on the spot and you can come to the parents and say, okay, well, this is what I'm going to put out. For instance, when I had Tanya Cash on my channel, or when I covered Quentin Simon with Danny Youngkin's mom, I always made sure to go to her and say, is this correct? Should this come out? And sometimes I made the sound mind decision to put a little bit more out that they didn't want out, but in a way that wouldn't hurt them. I think this is unethical. Yes, that's a very good word for it, Moonshine Girl, unethical. I agree with that. However, like I said earlier, I don't think these people have bad intentions. I covered it a lot earlier today. I just want to make sure we're watching the interview parts of this that we didn't see, and I'm giving my thoughts on it. Maybe tomorrow I'll come back and we'll go through part 2 again and see if there's any more, because I do have a lot to cover, and I've been on an hour mostly talking about me and asshole. But anyways, here you go.
And she got to spend some good quality
I
time.
have over 80,000 pictures.
Well, she looks like a happy child.
Yeah.
80,000.
Looks like a happy child.
Very happy.
Over summer and all.
Let me ask you this, Donnie. I'm glad we continued our conversation. What was CPS doing here in the first place? What brought them up here?
Because somebody called and said, according to them, that we was giving the kid.
that bitch across the way,
Jody Sue Brown called them because they were on her ass over her mess up there. And she started saying stuff about us to get them off of her and put them on us.
Okay. But I mean, what was do you know what the complaint was when CPS came? Did they say?
They said that we was giving our kids loaded guns to play with.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's what they said. I don't know. I don't believe anything CPS says because you should know as a police officer.
Just because they're wearing a uniform or carrying a badge doesn't make them honest. I'll tell you
Right.
They
that.
don't never tell the truth.
Well, I'm not going to say that about all because I was one myself and I tried to, but
Right.
I'm saying,
not saying you.
I know that, but I'm
Most
saying
of them lie.
anymore,
Yeah.
I'm disheartened in our
Yeah,
police officers and law
Yes,
enforcement,
sir.
and
I
I'm
agree.
disheartened
I am too.
How much are you disheartened?
very much.
So
Mom, Dad's been away working for a whole year. We finally get to see him today, right?
That's right, honey. We're going to the city where he works to.
I wasn't charged with anything.
Oh,
Nothing at all.
you were charged, but we got it all. They tried to charge us with a bunch of bull crap. We fought that. for
Okay,
years.
so there was a charge, but then it all got dismissed.
I got dismissed.
Right.
Okay.
So why can't I not have my children back?
It's a good question, Adam.
We don't know that.
Well, probably.
According to them, when it sold out, I had house piercing my ears.
Look at that. Well, she's got pretty eyes.
She does. Beautiful. See, I think when DC was up here, they just fell in love with her and they just had to have her.
She's
Big
a beautiful
money.
kid.
That's
Beautiful child.
$60,000.
She's beautiful.
That's a big $60,000 money sign to them bastards.
Bless her.
Great pictures. Great pictures,
Look
Candace.
at that.
You and her with your tongue sticking out.
Oh, how old was she there?
Oh no, I have to look at it.
She's sitting there in a little red outfit, and she's
She loved
got
she loved being at the
She was
beach.
4.5.
oh, look.
Where do you, what's your occupation?
I do drywall.
Okay.
Oh,
I got a brother that does drywall.
look.
I was at the school.
Yeah. Now this here probably ain't long before she was missing, right?
Right, because we was getting her enrolled in school.
Oh, wow.
She was just fixing to go to school that year.
The dentist
Okay.
office and the
That's great.
Yes, I like that one there too. That's a pretty one.
You know,
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
millions of pictures she's taken. She got to spend good quality
I
time.
have over 80,000 pictures.
Well, she looks like a happy child.
Yeah,
80,000
Looks like a happy child.
very happy.
over summer and all.
Let me ask you this, Donnie. I'm glad we continued our conversation. What was CPS doing here in the first place? What brought them up here?
Because somebody called and said, according to them, that we was giving the kid. Jody Sue Brown called them because they were on her ass over her mess up there, and she started saying stuff about us to get them off of her and put them on us.
Okay. But I mean, do you know what the complaint was when CPS came? Did they say?
They said that we was giving our kids loaded guns to play with.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's what they said. I don't know. I don't believe anything CPS says because you should know as a police officer.
Just because they're wearing a uniform or carrying a badge doesn't make them honest. I'll tell you
Right.
They
that.
don't never tell the truth.
So, during this time earlier in the live, I went over the timeline. Dawn went by almost 24 hours to the hour Summer went missing. DCF came up to our home the night before. That was the same exact time the Jackie Dobbs situation was going on. Wonder how he came to that 60th outright. Anyways, could it be the children were running around with guns, with pews? Sorry, I hate this. How you have to do it. I'm going to put over 18. Could it be the children were running around with pews while the Jackie Dobbs situation was going on? Because Jackie Dobbs also told Don B, and we need to go over that soon, that he seen the kids in Grandis and Candace down that night while the shit was going on with Andy's uncle and Andy and Jody Sue, that there was a whole lot of people down on Ben Hill Road that night fighting with him. Yes, it was a very busy day. So I wonder if the police showed up for Dobbs and seeing the kids with the pews being unattended, and that's why DCF came. Not because they were closing a case. They would have closed a gun case if they found out that it was BB guns, which it was, right? And that there was a lot of chaos going on. I just don't buy that they were there to close a case, especially when there's such an extravagant case open with Allison and Sherry Mullaney at the same time for children getting substances they shouldn't have and possibly being touched by Donnie, according to Sherry Mullaney talking to JLR. I've gone over it a million times and we can do that again. But Jody Sue has also made statements, and Sherry and Allison directly to me on Prayer Gardens, that and I have that clipped somewhere, and I asked a question in the chat and she answered. I asked her, I said, why did Dawn go to Utah and take Josie? And her answer to me was because Josie was smoking weed. I don't believe that. Sherry Mullaney made some very big fucking accusations against Dawn. So they had another CPS case open. In my opinion, their case was not closed at the time of Summer's disappearance. I'm just stating my opinion based on things I've heard and seen.
Well, I'm not going to say that about all because I was one myself and I tried to, but
Right.
I'm saying,
not saying you.
I know that, but I'm
Most
saying
of them lie.
anymore,
Yeah.
I'm disheartened in our
Yeah.
police officers and law
Yes,
enforcement,
sir.
and
I
I'm
agree.
disheartened
I am too.
How much are you disheartened?
very much.
So I wasn't charged with anything.
Oh,
Nothing at all.
you were charged, but we got it all. They tried to charge us with a bunch of bull crap. We fought that. for
Okay,
years.
so there was a charge, but then it all got dismissed.
They got dismissed.
Right.
Okay.
So why can't I not have my children back?
It's a good question, Adam.
We don't know that.
Well, probably because one's missing. Do you care if I ask what the other charges were?
I don't know.
No.
Don't want to put
They
that.
were bad.
Okay.
So there were other charges. You have to remember that the CPS portion of Summer's case and Du Bois is still under gag order. They're not allowed to speak about it. Lawson told us that this is under gag order. The parents have lawyered up. It's not that the parents lawyered up. They are granted under state and federal law litigation. They are offered free attorneys. And they were losing their children, so I'm positive they took the free attorneys. No fucking parent wouldn't when their children are being removed from their care. The children also get a guardian ad litem. They get advocates, and everybody goes to court with somebody to defend them. These people are granted that with their legal right, and it really pissed me off when Lawson used that as a way to say the parents have lawyered up. So in my opinion, was that Lawson telling us that there's something that does connect to the DCF case that may be why Summer is missing? Is that why the parents have stopped cooperating with Lawson? Notice that's when their relationship started to falter. Dawn then went to jail for drunk driving. Other children, 3 from a camp and 3 from, so you can tell me where these police were. Oh, I didn't. I've never seen no evidence of the Wills doing that. Marie, you could share links in my community post. I'd be welcome to look at them. But anyways, let's just go on here.
Okay.
They were bad, but that's what they do to all parents.
Okay.
And sometimes they're successful in getting them. Look, there's 3 to 4 sides every year in Hawkins County Jail from fathers that have no hope of ever getting out of that place. Never going to see their kids again, never going to see their family again, and they commit suicide in there because there's no way out of it.
Yeah.
That's the only way out. Wow. That's in Hawkins County. I estimate 3 to 4 every year. And you know what?
Sorry to mess up your all's evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're good.
We're going to get out of here because we wouldn't have done that. We were so thankful when he come out and invited us up the hill because he was so friendly, and we thought, wow, this is. And then we, y'all have been great. You just have to watch our video and see what you think. If we do you an injustice, I'm sure you'll never talk to us again. If we don't do you an injustice and you like the way we cover things, then say, hey guys, come back. We want to go show you around.
Well, what are you trying to cover for real?
They're trying to do their part. And
We're just in the area. We had to come up here on some other stuff, and we thought, well, Sheila's been crazy over this over a little summer. Sheila's been crazy.
That's my daughter.
I know that. And Sheila has really, when she saw those pictures, she'd say, let's go look for Summer. Let's go look. And I'd say, babe, look at the YouTubers. Look at the people that's there. They don't want to talk to nobody.
So I want to know if you guys are fucking involved with Ernie Shales.
We don't know Ernie Shale, dear. I've never heard that name. I don't know if that's somebody I should know.
He's one of them crazy.
So we know he's not paying attention to everybody in Summer's case. Again, because he went through this with Trudy. However, let me go back. What was I just going to fucking say? Hold on a minute. Let me go back a second.
And that we were so thankful when he come out and invited us up the hill because he was so friendly, and we thought, wow, this is. And then we, y'all have been great. You just have to watch our video and see what you think. If we do you an injustice, I'm sure you'll never talk to us again. If we don't do you an injustice and you like the way we cover things, then say, hey guys, come back. We want to go show you around.
Well, what are you trying to cover for real?
We're trying to find. They're trying to do their part. And
We're just in the area. We had to come up here on some other stuff, and we thought, well, Sheila's been crazy over this over a little summer. Sheila's been crazy
That's
over.
my daughter.
I know that. And Sheila has really, when she saw those pictures, she'd say, let's go look for Summer. Let's go look. And I said, babe, look at the YouTubers.
Something I'm going to appreciate about Sheila, she's a school teacher. She shows she cares. She's a kindergarten school teacher. There is a woman in Summer Wells community who is a school teacher. She's a very cool woman. Conkin, I believe is her name. She's not very friendly. She's been very rude to me on Facebook and in Messenger while I've seen her rubbing elbows with the likes of Squall and other people under the name All, things like that. She's also a neighbor of Summer Wells and a school teacher of the Wells children. School teachers should care. Miss Conkin, I believe, has come out to the news or something one time. However, she's not a very friendly person, and you would think her being a school teacher would want to come out and at least raise awareness for her community and surrounding communities and communities all over America, signs to look for, things of that nature, instead of constantly being a bitch to people. So, Miss Conkin, I think you're probably a bitch as a fucking teacher, and your students probably hate you because I think you're a cunt. And I'm just gonna fucking say that. Why don't you come out here and fucking do something and support Summer instead of sitting behind the scenes rubbing elbows with badass fucking people? Sheila, I appreciate you being a school teacher and coming out here and speaking about Summer. She needs more people like you that care.
Look at the people that's there. They don't want to talk to nobody.
So I want to know if you guys are fucking involved with Ernie Shell.
We don't know Ernie Shell, dear. I've never heard that name. I don't know if that's somebody I should know.
He's one of them crazy YouTubers that started a lot of drama for us. He snuck up here in the middle of the night.
He snuck up there in the middle of the night to deliver pizza, and then the very next day, Candace took off and went to a smoke shop with him far away from where you live while you sat in jail. And then she went to stay with Kathy, the friend, and threw phones in the river and played games with him and flirted with him. So that's a fucking problem for me. It's a problem for me why Candace is so, and Trudy is so afraid of Ernie Shell. I don't quite understand what he's a YouTuber like the rest of us that does a lot of bullshit, including fucking gay men. So, and go into jail and throw in shit and piss. Yeah, he's a little not right there, but you have said a lie. Ernie's costing Hawkins County tons of money because of the grave or something. I don't fucking know. They didn't exhume that grave. That didn't cost any more money than to investigate a lead or a tip. It needed to be investigated or at least questioned. However, the police do know when that burial site was opened and not closed. They did use GDR or GFR or whatever it's called, Benny covered it, to go over the ground all over Summer Wells area. So it is fucking ridiculous, in my opinion, for Candace Wells to be so goddamn scared of fucking Ernie Shell when after he's sneaking up on her land with Pizzagate, sending dildos, doing all kinds of crazy shit with psychos, she's going on a date with him. Please explain that to me. That's just my opinion. However,
Ernie Shell, I will remember
I got a whole
that.
story to tell you about that motherfucker.
We will.
If you want to.
Don't waste your time.
and let's not forget, Ernie told me he stopped at somebody named Kathy's house on the way into fucking Tennessee to search the racetrack and picked up a folder. He told me he'd show it to me and share the contents. He won't do that. He never will. He hasn't yet. In my opinion, Ernie worked at the Hay House. He's very local to Summer. He's known the area for a long time. He's done security. He's from Kingsport, and I think Ernie needs to be looked at himself. I don't think he's costing Hawkins County any money except for their investigating Ernie. And why would you be afraid of them investigating somebody who possibly could have taken your child? Just strange to me.
He's just one of them crazy YouTubers
Okay,
that cause
so I
problems
want to tell
for
you
people.
this right now. Yet this morning, Skern, squeaky, smelly bitch, Ernie, claimed that he spoke to me and Donnie yesterday, and he's a lying bastard.
And he said that today on YouTube.
He said that on Brooks Crime Live today that he talked to me and you yesterday.
He's caused us a lot of trouble.
Okay.
He's just one of many that's caused us a lot of trouble.
Just one.
We had one following us around everywhere we went for a long time.
I got about 500.
We went out to Arkansas because I couldn't even get a job around here no more. And I was out in Arkansas and he found us out there.
Wow.
Got me fired out there too. I've been fired from every company in this area.
Guys, it ain't that I ain't been fooled before.
You got that pointed at me.
No, it's pointing toward him, hon.
Mine's not.
It's pointing toward him. You're at a distance. I can see you there, but you're not in my.
Okay, so Don is given permission to be recorded. As he says, it's pointing at him. And Candace is going, you got that pointed at me. Well, Candace, why do you get on Daisy's fucking panel and shit? Why do you get on Janky's panel? If this is any different, why do you get on other YouTube channel panels? Why do you shoot up? While Benny's reading a letter to your daughter and your husband's taking a shit. That's the kind of shit that bothers me. She does deserve to be found, Marie.
My frame.
Well, we don't care about all them crazy YouTubers and stuff. We care about, like you said, finding somewhere, trying to figure out.
Hey, wouldn't that be something, Candace? Wouldn't it be something though if somebody was to watch this video after 5 years and they see you sitting there like you are, crying over your child after 5 years, still missing her, and Donnie talking like he is, and they say, let's say that Sheila and I don't suspect you two of nothing. See, let's say that we're not two people come up here to judge you without any evidence that you've done something.
I'm going to show you guys something. We're going to watch a little bit of a press conference. I'm going to have to come back tomorrow and finish with tabs I have left after the 2 hours. Oh, shit. No, I do have something about TBI I got to go over with you guys. How much longer do we have in this? We're at 44 minutes. I think after I show you this, I'm going to leave this tab up, but we're going to go over more of it tomorrow because I have something really important to show you guys. But before I do that, take this down. Let me go to this press conference. We're going to start about here, 24 minutes. We're not going to listen to much of it. What I'm going to show you is they got answers. There was a death penalty sentence for a man who was involved in 2 abductions and unalivings of 2 children. However, one of the children didn't get the justice. He didn't get the death penalty for the child, the second child. However, they were able to sit in and he was charged after his death. You're going to hear these family members and best friends speak about their loved one. I want you to look at the difference between Candace and others who have had missing family members where we know the family was not involved in the case. This is how I get my analysis. I compare other cases.
Last Tuesday, our detectives went up on Friday to give him one last chance to clear his soul and confessed to the murder of Jennifer Weldon. He wouldn't see us. He wouldn't interview. He was a psychopathic, murdering, egotistical, vicious child pedophile up to the very end. But this is what he looked like back in the day. He was 6'2" and 235 pounds. He was arrested and tried in only 8 months. Only 8 months. Today, it would take us 4 or 5 years to get him to trial. That's a condemnation on this system. He had appeals, but it still took us 38 years for justice to occur. But we noticed, and our detective that worked this case from the cold case squad, Jason said that the detective that worked this case was at the execution and said, I told him 38 years ago I'd be the last face your eyes ever saw before you died from execution. And that detective was there. We never turn these cases loose. But this is what he looks like when he was executed. You can see an age progression here as well. You can see that on the outside, people look normal, but on the inside, they're vicious killers. When you bump into someone like this, society's not safe. So at the end of the day, I want you to look at this child's shoes. And I want you to think about the children's shoes in your home. I want you to see that when you complain about your children scattering their shoes around on the floor in the bedroom, be happy. Because this baby's shoes was scattered at a crime scene almost an hour away from where she lived on a dirt road by a psychopathic, pedophile, murdering, worthless human being. Now, let me turn the podium over to the family, and then if y'all have any questions, we'll let you know. I appreciate our state attorney's office working with us hand in glove throughout the years. We worked a strategy to make sure that he went to the death chamber as quickly as possible. 38 years is ridiculous and unacceptable. However, he went. And we fulfilled our promise to him a long time ago. First off, Mindy's going to speak first. Jennifer's best friend.
Thank you. My name is Mindy Oakley. Jennifer and I were best friends growing up. Sheriff had showed you her shoes and her shirt that she had on when she was killed. We used to share, we shared everything. That was my shirt and my shoes that she had on the night she was killed. Sorry, it's emotional. I do want to thank Polk County Sheriff's Office. Detective McPherson has been our saving grace for the last 8 years. I'm sure he'll be glad not to see my number come up on his phone any longer, because I called him once a week, twice a week. When's the governor going to sign the death warrant? When are we going to get this done? And he's always been patient with Amy and myself. We did attend the execution. The governor's office, everybody in their office was extremely wonderful to us. The staff at the prison were very gracious, very empathetic. Teresa's family, we got to bond with them. They were gracious to us because even though we know that Duckett killed her, they didn't have to let us be there. They didn't have to let us attend the execution. They didn't have to let us be a part of that. And we're very grateful to her family and the governor's office for giving us that closure. And I can't say enough about Detective McPherson. He's been wonderful to us. Thank you.
I was told to speak from the heart. I'm going to try to do that. I'm Jennifer Weldon's younger sister. I was born a little over 2 years after she was murdered. And I never got to know her. Those are big shoes to fill to come into the world as the first child born after the last one was taken. So I've always been acutely aware of the gravity of her absence, even though I never met her, because of efforts from my big sister Amy and Mindy, her best friend, to keep her memory alive. So though I never knew her, I've always been so aware of what I've been missing. Not a holiday, birthday, occasion goes by when I don't wonder what could have been or what it could have been like to know her. She never got to see me graduate. She never got to see her own graduation. She never got to see the birth of my niece and nephew, my sister's children. One day I'll get married and she won't be there. And so I've never stopped wondering what it could have been like to have my sister in my life, what we might have in common, what we might fight about as sisters, all the things that I could never know because I never had a chance because we were robbed. I have grown up fearful my entire life because we were never able to think that will never happen to me or that could never happen to us. So I was raised looking over my shoulder all the time. It impacts people a lot. And unfortunately, my mother struggled her entire life with the death of our sister. She passed away before she could ever see any semblance of justice. So I just want to hold the memory of my sister, Jennifer Weldon, who deserves so much respect, and she deserved the life that she never got to see. She deserves justice, and so did our mother. So I just want to hold both of their memories on high today and always. Thank you.
I just wanted to thank everybody in the departments, our detective Jason, like Mindy had said, the phenomenal work of everyone in the case, keeping us updated. I had moved away almost 5 years ago, so I'm not local, but Mindy is, so she's been the very good advocate for my sister, and we have so many classmates that have reached out and have never let her memory die, which is a saving grace for me going through a murder at 14 years old of your sister. It's a very hard situation. I'm confident the right person was executed. I don't like how long it took, but I am confident 100% that the right person died. And I am grateful for the other family that did allow us to participate and bond with them. And our family had always prayed for them and they prayed for us. And I can't say enough about all the department when we went and saw the execution. Hopefully her memory will keep it on going for a very long time, because I know we never forget her. And always wonder what it would be like if she was still here. I've just kind of grown to be numb in a lot of ways, because you just grow up differently when you go through something like that. So I show a little bit less maybe than others. But I just wanted to thank the department and Jason again for everything. And for Mr. Grady for having this meeting and giving us an opportunity to have closure and speak. I wish my mom was here today. For those who didn't know, her birthday was the day he was executed. So that was a very closing thing that I thought ended in a good way for her birthday to give her that. So thank you everyone for being here and taking the time to come and do the briefing. I appreciate it.
Jason's had the case the last 8 years. There's been a lot of detectives work on this case. We've looked at it from different perspectives. We worked with the state attorney's office. But thankfully,
Do you see how this family has, throughout the whole process from 1984 over 38 years, gotten along with law enforcement? They come out, they have sympathy, they have empathy, they don't run from the cameras. You're hearing them talk about their mother and how much their mother wanted justice for the child. There's another child involved. I'm going to dig deep into this one day and maybe go over it with you. This was a police officer who abducted 2 children and unalived both of them. How they caught them, there was a green bag with a teddy bear that this young woman, she was a young teenager at the time, her boyfriend had given her a teddy bear, and she was going to bring this teddy bear home when she was abducted to add to her collection. She collected a lot of them. The husband came home from his police work that night. He was 2 hours late. She didn't know why. And he handed her the bag with the teddy bear in it, the rabbit. It's a little rabbit, I think it looked like. And the wife turned the husband in. I say congratulations to that wife. This is a very good press conference. If you guys want to watch the whole thing, I'm going to share the link and then show you something else, a couple things. Let's start with this. This is Pete Clark, I believe, when he lived in Carmel, Indiana. I don't know if Ziggy lived in this area. I'd have to go look. But this is a white page directory. And what you see in here is the name Redmond as a neighbor. Jacqueline Redmond. This is Kelly Fustos. This is her. She's commenting, and J is for justice, that the same thing happened when I called back in 2016. This is Kelly Fustos, who looks to be of a Mexican descent. I happen to know she is. Saying that she had called DCF on Dawn and Candace Wells in 2016. Huge and very disheartening. It needs to be told the truth. So, Ms. Fustos, what truth do you know? This was in J is for Justice special guests, Summer Wells panel discussions with locals. This what do I got going on here? Is somebody with the last name Ellis. Now, we've been told by Chicken on a Stick on a panel that that Jody Sue was connected to the last name Ellis. I don't know if that's true. I know it's a name in Tennessee. But this is Ziggy in March 2nd of 2019 in a tag from a J. Ellis at Tokyo, Vienna, West Virginia. Adrian, a miss, had a birthday dinner with this man with the last name Ellis in 2019. I'd like to ask Siggy who he is and what she was doing in West Virginia at that time. This is Christy McPherson Vincent. What you see is Ziggy and Tiffany Marie on their friends list. What you also see is Christy McPherson Vincent behind here. This is a list of her family members. She has a family member named Nina Leonard that works at Disney ABC Television Group. Dr. Phil is an ABC affiliate. I shared this on Summer's anniversary. I want to make sure I put her picture out. It's been 5 years. Summer was 5 years old when she went missing from her home at 110 Ben Hill Road in Hawkins County, Tennessee. She was last seen walking away from her home. She weighed 40 pounds at the time. She had blonde hair. She was 4 foot tall. She had blue eyes. Her hair was shaved. This is what Summer would look like today, according to the TBI. This is a little sneak in. This is somebody local to the area I grew up in, McKeesport, Pennsylvania. She's been missing for quite some time. I'm going to read her missing poster to you so that I can get another face out tonight, local to me. And I'm going to blow her picture out when I'm done. This is from Project People. Donna Penstitch posted it. She reposted April Marie's post. I don't know that I know April. I may. My 27-year-old daughter, Cheyenne, lives with me in McKeesport. She left my home on Friday, June 12th, with her boyfriend, who is homeless. I would not allow him to stay at my house, so she chose to leave with him. He took her to the south side of Pittsburgh, and they were planning to stay in a hotel. I live 5 minutes from the south side. I grew up in south side, sort of. He called me on Sat. My KKK cousins are from there. He called me Saturday and told me that she has been acting differently, talking irrational, and seemed very upset. He said she walked away from him, and he has not seen or heard from her since. My daughter has intellectual disabilities as well as significant mental health challenges. She may become confused, frightened, or have difficulty communicating with others. She is not familiar with the South Side area, and I am extremely worried about her safety. I am afraid that someone may not realize that she has disabilities and may misunderstand her behavior. Please share this post everywhere. If you are in the Southside area, please keep an eye out for her. If anyone has seen her or has information about where she may be, please contact the police or reach out to me immediately. As a mother, I am begging for help to bring my daughter home safely. Thank you for sharing and helping us find her. If anyone sees her in the Southside or anywhere nearby, please contact Southside Police or contact me immediately. As a mother, I'm begging for help to bring my daughter home safely. Thank you for sharing and helping us find her. If anyone sees her in Southside or anywhere nearby, please contact, she put Southside Police, but it's Zone 3 Police Station, or contact me immediately. Please share and help bring her home safely. Now, This is a mother with an adult child, much like Layla. Not a child like Summer, but a mother nonetheless. And you can see this mother putting her child's pictures out and begging for help finding her child, while Candace cries and uses her tears, in my opinion, as a distraction to walk away from cameras and not answer the questions. I'm very curious to know if she does that with the police as well. But if anybody watches from my area this live, please share this little girl's picture. It's all over Facebook. I'm sure you'll see it. I can share it at another time. But I would like to get this out and show you another mother who is begging for her child, where Candace walks away. Okay. I thought I would share this because Andrew's a fucking idiot. I just thought it was a little funny. Crystal, did you see where True got in trouble? No, and somebody told me she was arrested, and I haven't gone over that. Rain Dancer, I have not been on Facebook today to see what you sent me. I haven't had an opportunity. I've been dealing with my own fucking narcissist. Can you send me that as well? We can, I need to go through it. I need to see that. These are things I forget. Okay, back to this. I don't know when this was. I had it saved as a screenshot. I'm sharing this because I would like to ask the people of Tennessee if they know anything about this. This is as I just showed you, a police officer who abducted 2 children. Not all police officers can be trusted, and we see a lot of games being played in Summer's case when it comes to Brandon Lawson. So I like to share things like this. Former Appalachia police officer Senti Benjamin Roger Lawson, 49, indecent liberty with a child, sentenced to 5 years, 4 years, 9 months suspended, charges in 2019. I do believe this was in Summers area, but I could be wrong. If somebody wants to look this up, I wanted to share it because of the last name Lawson and it being a police officer after I just showed what I showed with a police officer abducting 2 children in 1984. Let's see. Do I got anything else here? No. And this is where we will go into news clips. However, let's start. This is a man from Johnson City with the last name Nilsen. Let me click that out. As a community member, I'd like to thank Mr. Nelson for making these wreaths for Summer in Summer's prayer garden. I also would like to ask you if you're related to Prayer Garden of America, because I find the whole prayer garden name extremely weird. I'm not saying you are, but it's a thought I had, being they made this prayer garden in front of where the media was set up. Is that where Prayer Garden of America came up with her name? But let's watch some news clips.
Offering assistance in the form of donations. Others are offering up their help through prayer. The prayer garden at Solomon's Temple Missionary Baptist Church is covered in teddy bears, wreaths, and other mementos in hopes of Summer's safe return. A Johnson City man who's been following the case made 2 wreaths for Summer and tells us his goal in doing so is to raise awareness.
I personally myself pray that this prayer garden here will show the family of Miss Summer Wells that they have support.
He says they are keeping a light at the bottom of their newest wreath for Summer, and they hope the light stays on until she is returned home safe.
So, of course, oops.
Too quiet? Turn your sound.
We're not going to share that one. We're going to come back to this.
Is getting national attention.
So, I did do a little research on a Nelson guy because I think it is important to research a little bit of everybody who has been involved or did something for Summer. Not that I thought he was fishy. What I had found out about him is that his family owns a floral shop in Johnson City, and I think that what he did was very beautiful for Summer. But I do, because of the prayer garden being such a big thing at the beginning of Summer's case, have questions about Prayer Garden of America, not the people we're seeing on your screen. It would be interesting to know how many YouTubers knew the Wills before Summer disappeared. I would like to know if there's any chance that could be too redacted static. I don't know, but okay, here is another news clip, just because I think it is important at least once a month to go over some of the first news clips from Summer's case.
The case featured today and tomorrow on the Dr. Phil Show. Today, Summer's parents, Don Wells and Candace Bly, were seen being grilled by body language experts. Those experts picked apart their behavior and their words. The host, Dr. Phil, at one point said something doesn't add up. Both parents repeated they believe Summer was kidnapped from her Hawkins County home June 15th. No one's been charged. They say they have no idea who did it.
Now a grassroots group is trying another approach to finding the 5-year-old. Ansley Daniel reports.
After hundreds of flyers were passed out and put up, funds were raised to
So as Ansley Daniels is doing this interview with Chase 423 Chase, Brad Wishon, the fucking dick, and Cam, the fucking, in my opinion, junkie right now, she is holding up the flyers from We Can Bring You Hope, which means that Cam and Chase, there's a chance, handed Ansley those flyers and that they were promoting We Can Bring You Hope with the news.
power this electronic billboard on Fort Henry Drive in Kingsport. It's about 25 minutes from Ben Hill Road on a regular pass-through for Beach Creek and Hawkins County, where Summer was reported missing the night of June 15th.
That's Summer. It's a face our community hopes everyone recognizes by now. But for an out-of-towner or a passer-through, you might not.
In 4 months, nothing has changed.
Brad Allen started the Billboard fundraiser.
There's no new information or anything. So we try to hand out flyers. We try to make awareness.
It started with businesses offering free printing so volunteers could do the groundwork effort of posting. Every road, everywhere. Camden Hillman and his wife Allison contributed to the Billboard effort and partnered with Lamar Advertising.
It shows different views of what she's looked like. So no matter what her hair length, weight, height, I hope, hopefully it just brings something.
Anything. The realization for Cam and Allison was that after 4 months,
That's what it's supposed to be about here.
Summer Wells
Looking out for your neighbors.
could be anywhere.
We've been surprised at how many people in this area just don't know about it, or I guess maybe have forgotten about it. And it's kind of heartbreaking that people in this area are not aware.
It's a mishmash group of YouTube content creators, parents, grandparents, and just...
First, to fuck off, everybody in the area knew Summer was missing. There was Brad Allen. Ain't that funny, Moonshine Girl? He went under a different name, which is also another name that Chicken on a Stick said that the Ellis I just showed you was Ziggy, and the Allen name is what Chicken on a Stick said, that those are the names that Jody Sue is related to. So I have to wonder, is she related to 423 Chase? I would like Chicken on a Stick or Jody Sue Brown to answer to that. Anyways, or why Brad Wishon would use Brad Allen, unless that's his middle name. I don't know, but it's odd that he wouldn't use his real name while handing out the 501c3 We Can Bring You Hope's flyers and talking about handing out the flyers and promoting the flyers on the news broadcast about the billboards. It's odd to me.
Concerned people coming together to have Summer's information and face reach even further.
We have enough for 2 months, so that's 3,000, and it's on prepay.
Photos of Summer, a link to her family's website, and a number to call.
That's not what Christy Vincent sent him, or that the receipts state. I have those receipts. I've covered them. I can show them to you. So Brad Allen, or Brad with Sean, just gave a different amount of money that he had gotten when it was only supposed to be Christy Vincent who gave money, even though they collected money at the vigils. They collected money on YouTube. They collected money through his son, Bradley Wishon Jr. He just reflected 3,000. Christy Vincent, I think, only sent around 2,000. So his words to the news do not match up, and it might be why Summer's reward ended up in litigation. Oh, it'll get better, Selena. It can only go up, right? Can't get much fucking worse, I'll tell you that. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go roll a cigarette and let you guys listen to the last minute and 20 seconds.
All now on display on Fort Henry Drive in Kingsport.
The company that is actually putting this up here said that 1 million people would end up seeing it through this. That's amazing. You know,
One person out of a million.
So in every crime, there's always somebody that knows something. So if we can get that one person to ride by here and say, hey, I've seen her. I know. Let me call. That's my hope and prayer right there.
The spot on this billboard is paid for through December the 19th, but those who have contributed are hoping that it doesn't even need to be up until then. In Kingsport, Ansley Daniel, News Channel 11.
Episode 2 of the Dr. Phil Show airs tomorrow at 4 o'clock. After the episode, we'll continue our in-depth coverage of the search on News Channel 11 at 5. Now, you can see all of our reports on the Summer Wells case on our website, WJHL.com.
And meanwhile, tonight, all that matters is finding Summer. If you know anything about what happened to the little girl, call 1-800-TBI-FIND.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base for.
Those people were extremely intertwined with each other, in my opinion. But We Can Bring You Hope, Flyers, Tim Mullen, who actually brought them in, Robin Lane, who was also promoting those flyers. When I look at We Can Bring You Hope, I look at the purple flyers. I look at the flyers and who handed out their flyers and why they pressed and pushed them for so long when they had the wrong information on them. A majority of the time, they did end up changing the flyers before that news broadcast, but what it shows you is that these people were very intertwined with We Can Bring You Hope, and I deeply went into conversation about them this afternoon. So if you didn't see it, please go see it. You will see my connections to them and Tennessee. Okay, let's move on. This one is community members offer a combined $27,000 for information leading to Summer Wells being found. This was posted on June 23rd, 2021. I think it's important to look at the dates and how quickly after Summer went missing. June 15th to June 23rd is not even 10 days.
Members of our community are hoping that a bit of cash will really help lead to a break in the case as the search continues for 5-year-old Summer Wells. This is News Channel 11 at 5 o'clock. I'm Josh Smith.
I'm Sarah Diamond. It has now been 8 days since Summer Wells was reported missing by family members. Search teams from more than 80 agencies from across the southeastern United States have come to Hawkins County and trekked through difficult terrain in the days since in an effort to find her.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation did not hold a scheduled news briefing today. A spokesman said that's standard in cases like this where there's no significant update to provide. TBI posted on Twitter that investigators conducted what they called a roadblock canvass Tuesday night, speaking with drivers traveling through the Beech Creek community in Hawkins County to see if they maybe saw something, noticed something unusual the day Summer was reported missing. Ainsley Daniel joins us live from the search area tonight.
Ainsley, where do things stand right now as far as reward money being offered to help find Summer?
Josh and Sarah, it's been more than a week since Summer Wells was last seen near her home here in the Beech Creek community. Those search efforts are ongoing, as is the investigation into what happened that Tuesday night. But now some people here in the community are saying they're hoping that if they put up some money, there will be someone that comes forward with some information to help bring her home.
I believe people out there know something, and if you know something, please say something.
Summer Wells has captured the hearts and minds of people in the 8 days since she has been missing.
So this man was the first man to put up a reward fund for Summer Wells. He is an author, I believe, from Florida, a different state. I can't remember. I did some research on him as well. Him and his wife put up $10,000. They were the first people to start the reward fund in less than 10 days than Summer going missing. After him, Trevor came in and started putting in $2,000, and then the money collecting really kicked up and the marathon picked up.
With no leads on where she could be or what happened to her, reward money is now being offered for information.
And it'll get some people who have, good thoughts and interest in their community to share whatever tip they might have. If they saw anything, if they heard anything, if they've got any suggestions, they may be important.
David Garahan is offering $25,000 for information that leads to Summer Wells. He gave a blank check to the Kingsport Times News. The paper reported that a rescue agency would be recruited to award the money, as the TBI and Hawkins County Sheriff's Office do not handle reward funds. The Churchill Rescue Squad is working to set up the account. The squad's chief, Tim Coop, said, quote, "We understand that the reward is an important part in the efforts of finding Summer Wells, but we are not wanting that to interfere with the search operations on finding Summer Wells."
I know searches are getting pretty desperate, and I know the law enforcement officials have said the same thing. So I was hoping just last-ditch effort to find some kind of answer, hopefully before it's too late for Summer.
Trevor Lee is offering $2,000. Summer's situation is close to his heart. He has a domestic and child abuse prevention nonprofit with a mission to stand up for children.
Seeing this go on and how there's another child that has no voice in whatever situation's going on, it just meant a lot to try to help in whatever way I can.
The Churchill Rescue Squad told us they would let us know when that reward system is up and running. But those here in the community and those who have already offered up money are becoming desperate for answers about what happened to the little girl. Live in the Beech Creek community, Ainsley Daniel, News Channel 11.
And give you a truck driving job with one of the nation's safest.
I live in Rogersville, Hawkins County, Tennessee.
Yeah, you'll just be looking at me. So talk to me about your background, just all about your career and what you've done so far.
Just the law enforcement side of it, or you want all of it? Okay.
Whatever, honestly, law enforcement side work.
So I started when I graduated high school. I went to EMT school, and I worked on an ambulance from about 1996 through 2000. And I worked for a hazmat company, and that hazmat company, we had the first cleanup contract in the nation for meth labs. So we started doing a lot of meth labs, started working with a lot of guys in law enforcement, made friendships with them, and kind of got the bug. And then in 2003, I started at the sheriff's office, started in corrections, and I worked in corrections for about a year. And from there, in 2004, I went to the police academy, or went to the road. In 2005, I graduated the police academy. And from 2005 to 2009, I was a patrol officer. In 2009, I went to school resource officer for that school year. They had a officer at the school at Volunteer High School that quit. So I took that school resource officer. At the time, I think we only had 4. So I took that school resource officer's place. And when the summer came, they asked if I would be willing to work with the detectives. And in, I guess you'd say, the summer of 2009, 2010, 2009, I guess it was, I went to the school, or from the school to detective, and stayed there until I went into narcotics about a year and a half later, something like that. And I've been a narcotics investigator ever since. And in 2012, I went to the district attorney's drug task force for the entire district. We cover Hamlin, Hancock, Hopkins, and Greene. And in 2018, most of us at the drug task force were assigned to an FBI task force, Joint Terrorism Task Force, and we investigate organized crimes. So like your cartels, your terrorist organizations, any kind of hate groups or anything like that. But our primary...
Your James Lights, your Chicken Fighters, your Amanda Hensley Moody's, your Jeanette Moody's, your Missing Summer Wells, your cartel hoax phone calls, your neighbor who's stating he knows where the dealers are in Knoxville as he little by little gives details from Ziggy's live streams, your Karen Elliott's, he's very intertwined in Summer's case. Fred has said that he's driven with Mr. Stewart to point out locations he thought Summer might be, like Fields Avenue or Fields Road. Fred said this guy is the one to ask him to record. He says himself he was moving up. He absolutely knows. But if you remember, Fred was very worried about Stewart becoming a sheriff prior to Stewart becoming sheriff. I think this guy is going to come in. I'm praying. Let's hope. I'm speculating. This guy is going to come in. Ellie is a mod on Ryan's channel now. That's so fucking sick, Moonshine Girl. It really is. And where did 6 Up go? Has she been on? I doubt it. Her buddy. But, this guy has the background with the cartels. He's already been involved in Summer's case. I think he's the perfect man out of all the candidates for the job because of his background. I'm hoping he comes in and rocks this shit, and I'm hoping we get answers for Summer Wells. I have reached out to him on Facebook. He has yet to respond. That might be because he's not in office yet and he is investigating the case and doesn't want to talk about it. But in this interview, I'm going to cut this after this and leave my tabs up and come tomorrow and finish. I still got to read the deed. And I want to finish these news clips, but I am going to finish this interview while he was a candidate. We have about 8 minutes left.
Focus is pretty much just narcotics and violent crimes. Yeah. And then I guess it was 2014, I think it was, I was promoted to the assistant director at the 3rd Drug Task Force. And I oversee day-to-day operations.
Tile Survive has to be one of the most relaxing.
Commercial, that's fine. There was something else I wanted to say. Another thing is do you guys remember when the FBI card team opened a field office in Knoxville because the search was too much for Hawkins County to cover their land, their normal crime that they cover, and they took some of their officers and moved them to the Knoxville office? I'm going to bet this man was one of them. I don't know that for sure, but I'm going to bet.
In Comforting Games of 2026, there's no pressure and it's super easy to play.
In 2014, they made me the assistant director at the Drug Task Force, and that's as assistant director, I oversee all the operations, day-to-day stuff, the equipment, the agents, checking on the informants, making sure the people that are working for us are doing everything they're supposed to do, and just overseeing casework, things like that. We've got 4 full-time agents and about 5 part-time guys. And I mean, we stay busy.
I'm also going to bet that is why they put Fred in Knoxville when he got out of jail. They had the FBI card team at the FBI office in Knoxville, along with some of the police officers from Hawkins County and surrounding areas and agencies working Summer's case from a field office in Knoxville.
So how many years total have you been in law enforcement or just in general? And
so
what would you say?
July of this year will be 23 years.
And what is your main mission heading into this election?
Say it one more time.
What's your main mission heading into the election?
I just want to be, you know, a frontline leader. I feel like, you know, being at the task force, I've been able to go all across the country, especially when we got assigned to the FBI. And, you know, law enforcement in general is the same thing that any other business has. Everybody has similar issues and similar problems, and everybody pretty much does the same job. I've been lucky enough to go other places and see things that I feel like would work and help us. I've seen the things that I feel like won't work. So I think that just gives me a better rounded view, kind of like a 10,000 foot view instead of a 1,000 foot view, from being able to work with all the other agencies. You know, we've worked with the FBI, the DEA, the federal agencies. We've worked with the Highway Patrol, TBI, the state agencies. And then we've been blessed to work with the other sheriffs in our district and in our area. You know, we work a lot. Knoxville's the new Atlanta. It's the new hub for drug distribution. Everybody doesn't have to run to Atlanta anymore or have to run to Georgia. They just go to Knoxville. So we make some really good partnerships and work with those guys a lot. And they took a stance a few years ago and got really, really serious and really proactive on drug enforcement down there. And it's changed a lot. I mean, it's helped a lot. And in doing that, we've got to work with them, and I've seen some of their policies and some of their things that work. And I feel like that's probably one of our bigger problems. You're always going to have theft.
Because of the Sean Williams case, redacted static, I have a lot of questions about police officers, because you've seen there was a lot of Johnson City police officers involved in that. Now, something TT said to me, and we had a big fight about it on my fucking panel. I played it, and I fucking fly, dude. Where's the fly swatter coleslaw lady? We need her. Anyways, TT had said to me that when she was a child, that recently pictures of her being a child was found on one of the Johnson City police desks. And that raises a lot of questions for me, along with Trevor, who was playing, in my opinion, fuck shit games and the Sean Williams shit too. I mean, I get why Trev does this. He has a young woman that was a friend that had been unalived. It's quite a sad story. Um, I get why he started it, but I get a vibe from him. He got himself a little too involved when it came to the Sean Williams. And then with the TT shit, I don't know how to explain my feelings about it, but something seems awry to me with Trev. And especially since, like, wasn't he out here with Ryan when Ryan first came out with the Ziggy shit? And I don't know. That building behind him. Ah, how cool is that, Moonshine Girl? Look, we get to see a little bit of the schools. Okay.
You're always going to have these different things, but almost all of it goes back to the drug problem. I've been blessed through that task force also to be able to work with several groups that are not just not just arrest them and put them in jail, and people do have to be held accountable, but treatment programs and different addiction groups and different support groups and different, we arrest somebody, we put them in jail, they sit there for months and months and months, and then, okay, you're out, and they don't have any new life skills, they don't have any new education, they don't have any support of where they can go get a job or try to get, back on their feet. And that's one thing that we saw that Greene County did for a while, and it's worked. Those people that they help to get those jobs while they're and doing things while they're incarcerated, it helps them to when they come out, their fines are paid. They've got a little money in the bank to be able to get housing. They've got a little money in the bank to be able to get a vehicle if they need one. They've got their license back. There's a lot of things like that I want to focus on.
Yeah, next question. I mean, kind of leading into it, what are your goals heading into the election? What do you want people to know if you're elected that you want to accomplish? And
my main goal, if elected, is I want the people to know that I'm accessible. That's why when we started this campaign, one of the things I built a team that has helped me. And one thing I told them up front, all of our literature, everything we put out, everything, it has my personal cell phone number on there. I want to be accessible. If a citizen has a complaint, I'm going to come to them. I'm going to be out here. One of my goals, if elected, is one day a week to work with the deputies, whether it be working in the schools, working in the jail, work on patrol, helping the detectives, helping narcotics, wherever that shortcoming is, to be able to go. And more than anything, just to be out in the community and the citizens, sheriff down in.
I believe he's going to start talking about Summer's case, but I like that he says this. Oh no. I got coffee making. I like that he says that he wants to be accessible to the community if they have concerns. Now, Sheriff Stewart, I left you a message if you happen to see this. I have some concerns when it comes to Summer, and I never would want to hinder the investigation. But if you ever want to speak about Summer's case, I would love to hear from you. I would like to give you some tips and information to the We Can Bring You Hope people, and that is why I reached out to you. But I'm sure the TBI and you guys already got those. I've sent them probably 1,000 times. Or I've been on YouTube, and we know they're watching, right? Especially the ones who have stuck around this long. There ain't many left.
Grady Judd, a lot of people know. I think he said it best. When I went to a training with him and he spoke, he said, when I retire, I don't want to go to Walmart and people see me and turn and go the other way. He said, I want them, my goal as a sheriff is for when I retire, for them to come up and say, we really miss you. Hey, you did a really good job, that they want to be engaged with you.
nice. Is there anything else you want to add? Anything else? Anything else that I might have missed?
Like I said, we're accessible. Anybody has questions, comments, wants to sit down and talk, we're willing to meet with anybody and talk to anybody. That's why we've put our phone number out. That's why we've put I didn't start a campaign Facebook account. It's my personal account, our social media, our email, everything comes straight to me. If they have questions or concerns, I'm available.
The last thing I want to ask you, Summerwell's case, anything you want to say about that? I know it's been in the works for years. Anything you want to say?
We have, I have a plan for the Summerwell's case, a theory of something I think that would to include the community if they so wish. I know a lot of people have said, well, we wanted to do this and wanted to do that. I think my background, I've been in the rescue squad since 1994. And I think, you know, our county is made up of a lot of volunteers, just like our state, and people want to help. I know it's been 5 years, but
he's been in the rescue squad since 1994. He wants to help in the Summerwell's case as much. We know he's very intermingled. I bet you he is tasting blood to solve Summerwell's case. However, not too long ago, there was a big controversy before Summerwell's case with the rescue squad where there was a member, I believe with the last name of Dykes, stealing very large amounts of money from the rescue squad. So I would like his input on that as well, since he has been involved with them. Before we get into the Summerwell stuff, I just told Redacted Static I have a song for him because I inspire him for coffee, and it'll give me a minute to run downstairs and put milk in my coffee. So I'm going to share another song with you. Shrooms. Don't you know those things give you the worst fucking headache and they sit in cow shit? Moonshine Girl. I am too old for shrooms. I did them when I was younger. I don't think I would try that shit again. You're brave. Very, very brave. Okay. Let's go back to this part. Then I'm going to end this. Let's watch him talk about summer.
We have I have a plan for the Summerwell's case, a theory of something I think that would to include the community if they so wish. I know a lot of people have said, well, we wanted to do this and wanted to do that. I think my background, I've been in the rescue squad since 1994. And I think, you know, our county is made up of a lot of volunteers, just like our state, and people want to help. And I know it's been 5 years, but I think there's some things that we could possibly do and involve the community, and it would give some people some sense of inclusion. And that's one thing we want to do in our campaign as well. If we're elected, we want to be able to have quarterly meetings in the community, like town halls, to where the citizens can come without having to come to the sheriff's office, because people feel more comfortable at home or in their backyard. So we want to go out to the communities and say, give us your questions, your concerns. What are we doing good? What are we doing bad? And kind of the same thing with the Summerwell's case, you know. So just to basically get them involved.
In Pittsburgh, we root for.
I'm going to run out of StreamYard hours. I know it, because there is something else I want to show you guys before I go tonight. You like them? I don't know. You know what? When I was a teenager, actually my roommate moved. And I used to trip a lot. We had a thing for the Jesus Christs and the white blotters. And those are some of the best times of my life. I have heart failure. I haven't done nothing like that since the early 2000s. And I don't think I would survive even a moment of shrooms or any kind of acid. However, the trip is fucking amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I like that it gets you going and makes you walk quite a lot. Okay. Before I go, there's a few things. I'll leave this for tomorrow. This was the election notice, state, federal, primary, and state, county, general, town of Rogersville primary elections, August 6, 2026. To the voters of Hawkins County, Tennessee, notice is hereby given persuading TCA that a state, federal, Republican, and Democratic primary and county general election will be held in all voting precincts in Hawkins County, Tennessee on Thursday, August 6, 2026. Additionally, the town of Rogersville primary election will be held. So this is another election coming up. Thursday, August 6, 2026. The following offices will be on the ballot. Federal and state offices, governor, U.S. Senate, U.S. House of Representatives, 1st Congressional District, State Executive Committeeman, 4th Senatorial District, State Executive Committeewoman, 4th Senatorial District, Primary Town of Rogersville City School Board members, seats 1, 2, and 5. General county offices, county mayor. A lot of these are very important to Summer Wells. If you live in the area, go vote for whoever you think will find Summer. County commissioner, all districts, county trustee, sheriff, clerk of courts, or I guess it's saying they're going to vote, but we already got the sheriff. I guess these are the ones that won. You know what? I'll come back. I'm going to run this through ChatGPT. And I'm going to find out exactly what it means, but I thought this was interesting to show you guys. I can share the link if you want to look at it. But I think all the people being elected into these offices are important for Summer Wells, especially the mayor and the governor, a lot of them. Okay, so one more tab I have to share with you guys, and I don't know how long this is going to take. I got to try to make this quick so I can come live with you guys tomorrow. TBI Media. They started quite some time back, 5 years ago, about the time Summer went missing. Hold on, let me make sure I'm looking at the right ones. I haven't looked at all of these. This was 10 years ago. We'll go see what, what's that say? Yeah. This was 10 years ago. All of these are about human trafficking. This is probably the oldest one I found, but 5 years ago when Summer went missing, they really started ItHasToStop.com, which was a human trafficking coalition that they started on the TBI YouTube page. Now, I want to share this with you guys because it lets us know what kind of work they are doing when it comes to cases like abducted people, Layla, Summer, other cases where children and humans may be being trafficked. So what I want to do is, most of these are short, very short, and I thought we would just run through them quickly. What is the newest? It was released today.
What is human trafficking? Human trafficking is unfortunately very prevalent in the state of Tennessee, but we're not unique. It's prevalent throughout this country. And in Tennessee specifically, the types of trafficking that we have experienced, obviously the one that most people pay attention to is sex trafficking.
It isn't men snatching girls in parking lots. It's girls and women, boys and men, forced, tricked, groomed. Sold for sex or forced to work by someone, maybe even family. Profiting from their pain.
What we see is it is a unfortunate situation where individuals take advantage of family members and they see it as an opportunity for economics, and they will traffic a loved one, frankly. There's also the horrible and egregious nature of labor trafficking. And that is certainly something that is also happening in large numbers in Tennessee.
It quietly happens every day in every part of Tennessee. But don't just watch out for yourself. We need you to watch out for warning signs of trafficking.
Getting educated, learning about the signs of trafficking, understanding what that means and what it is, receiving some training in that space.
Know what to do if you spot them, even if it's a stranger. Learn more at ithastostop.com.
Next, I'd like to welcome Margie Quinns, Assistant Special Agent in Charge in the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. And Margie will also be joining us this afternoon for the Just Response Congressional Briefing.
Thank you. Good morning. Shared Hope International has been such an inspiration for us in Tennessee. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to join you here in Washington to call attention to the plight of children who are being victimized on the streets of America every day. I'm honored to be here representing the state of Tennessee, the volunteer state. In the fight against human trafficking in Tennessee, volunteerism is a partnership between state agencies and nonprofits. We see this volunteer spirit every day across our state on behalf of trafficking victims. In fact, a public-private partnership between the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and the Tennessee Women's Fund Alliance used private funds to design a professional public awareness campaign in highway rest stops and welcome centers. That campaign reached across the state to millions of visitors and Tennesseans across the state. On the public side, the TBI launched its own public awareness campaign this summer called It Has to Stop, with a website, Facebook page, and a public service announcement. 4 years ago, these motivated volunteers approached members of the Tennessee General Assembly to lobby for tougher laws to combat human sex trafficking. The partnerships between activists, legislators, and the TBI started Tennessee down the path to confront and eradicate modern-day slavery. Fortunately, a trusty map had already been laid before us thanks to the inspired work done by Shared Hope as a part of its Protected Innocence Challenge. The Protected Innocence research and analysis revealed Tennessee law enforcement had an opportunity to join with other stakeholders to rescue victims. The crime of human trafficking knows no borders. The roadmap the Protected Innocence Challenge provided created a framework that ensured no matter what state they lived in, children were safer. The effort and expertise offered by Shared Hope freed up states like Tennessee to work on a legislative ground game that would protect children. To achieve the necessary change, Tennessee's lawmakers and other key stakeholders relied upon TBI's groundbreaking human sex trafficking study. In partnership with Vanderbilt Center for Community Studies, the TBI released a report in May 2011 entitled Tennessee Human Sex Trafficking and Its Impact on Children and Youth. A follow-up report was completed this year called The Geography of Trafficking in Tennessee. The reports revealed an unexpected number of human trafficking cases across the state. Tennesseans were shocked to learn that children were being victimized by human trafficking in some of our most rural areas. TBI welcomed the strengthening of human trafficking laws and used the opportunity to offer free training to all first responders. The new state statutes are being used to find justice for human trafficking victims. With the stronger laws, law enforcement and state prosecutors can rely on state statutes to achieve tough sentencing in trafficking cases. A sex trafficking case in White County, Tennessee, population 19,000, is an excellent example of what occurs in a trafficking case when you have a combination of stronger laws and highly trained investigators. In August of 2012, the TBI assisted the White County Sheriff's Office with its first case of domestic minor human sex trafficking. On November 4th, 2013, as the state was presenting testimony, Larry Douglas Clemens requested that his trial be halted and entered a guilty plea on all charges. His sentencing was a combination of consecutive and concurrent sentences to the 33 charges, which included trafficking for sexual servitude. Smith County, Tennessee Judge John Wooten imposed a maximum penalty on each offense, resulting in a prison sentence of 176 years. All 33 of the charges relate to a single minor female victim. Tennessee is proud to partner with Shared Hope to lead our country in the fight to protect children from commercial sex trafficking. TBI and our partners are well aware that some of our greatest challenges lay before us. We must create and implement a comprehensive training curriculum for police officers, social service professionals, and healthcare workers to identify the signs and signals of a sex trafficking victim. We need to develop treatment and service options that emphasize that the child victim needs help, not prosecution, and that people who buy and sell children online should bear the harshest condemnation of our laws. First and foremost, we must educate that a child victim of sex trafficking is not an offender. The alternative is that the system continues to fail victims, that they continue to go unrecognized, unidentified, and unrescued. This means we are failing our victims, and failure here is not an option. Thank you.
Shopping for kitchen and laundry appliances has never been easier. Don's Appliances has the Tri-State's largest in-stock inventory.
Hi, my name is Savannah Tribble. I am the Human Trafficking Task Force Coordinator for the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. I think I love the human trafficking field so much because you're legitimately helping those people who might not understand the situation they're in. They might not understand that they're a human trafficking victim or in a human trafficking situation. I love where I work. I love the people I work for. I love my state. I wouldn't want to go anywhere else. I couldn't imagine going anywhere else. I've been with the Bureau for 5 years, and I do have a great deal of pride in knowing that I am bridging that gap and helping people in all forms of human trafficking. So I grew up baking with my mom. We would bake all the time, whatever I wanted, always from scratch, working for TBI and kind of, dealing with the ordeals you see and hear about. It can be a little heavy, it can be a little stressful. So baking's kind of a stress relief. I opened my own home bakery last year at the persuasion of my sweet husband. I love baking cakes and cupcakes and cookies, and I never thought cookies would be a big hit or people would want to buy cookies from me, but here we are a year and a half later, and I'm selling like 4 dozen custom decorated cookies a week at minimum, and it's crazy. I tend to be quite a bit of a perfectionist, and so doing the tiny little lines and the details, instead of being like stressful and overwhelming, somehow centers me and calms me, and it's really nice. I kind of feel like I'm in this very structured box during the day, coordinating and facilitating meetings and talking with everyone. And so when I get to bake, I get to be, in my own kitchen, in my own home. I have a cat apron. It's a little messy. It's a little fun. I get to make my own color scheme and my own designs. And it's just a good creative outlet. Here are my top 3 tips for your best holiday baking.
Sorry, I was getting a text message. She's going into baking. It was a little bit about trafficking, but this is Christmas. We're going to skip that one. So this changed. We've gone through some of them. I did the newest. We'll do one more, and I'll leave this tab up, and we'll redo them or go over more of them tomorrow.
Victims can come from anywhere, any socioeconomic level, mainly because the perpetrators will. Victims can come from anywhere, any socioeconomic level, mainly because the perpetrators will be the master manipulator. They will be the person that your child might gravitate to through social media, through gaming chats, through any of that type of thing, that then traffickers look at and start pinpointing very specific things. Oh, your mom didn't give you that brand new Xbox for Christmas, so I can provide that to you. Or it can be as simple as providing transportation to and from a favorite activity or anything along those lines, but they just plant a seed early on and have learned to manipulate that and manipulate a child's psyche to distance from parents and those that care about them into thinking this is the only person that cares and loves for you.
Now, before I end this live, I have one more thing I'm going to do tonight, and it's something I don't normally do. But because my husband is not here and I have zero income, and I made zero money last month on YouTube, I was wondering, I'll call myself a grifter at this point. I need some apps in order to continue, at least for the next till Thursday, to bring you content and come live. I'm extremely broke at the moment, and I normally don't do this. I really hate fucking asking for help from people, but I'm in a very bad situation because my husband stole $250 yesterday to buy a new phone and did some sneaky shit and left me with no groceries, no bill money, nothing in life because he needed his cheap box more than he needed his marriage. So I am, if anybody is willing to help, for the first time I've ever done this in 5 years in Summer's case. I promise I'll bring you amazing content. But if anybody would like to send me a couple bucks in Cash App, it would help. I hate fucking asking more than anything on this earth, but I don't know. At this point, for the moment, until court, I have no other choice. He is going to give me money. Oh, what? Redacted static. Oh my God, baby, please. You didn't have to do that. I'm so gracious to you. You don't understand how hard life is right now and how hard it's been. And I'm not the type of human that ever asks for help. I help others. I have my friend staying here right now. I'm helping him. I have a roommate. I'm helping him. I'm helping a young girl with her children at the moment who was living in my home. I kicked her out for a minute for a reason. I'm going to keep that private. She apologized. She did something that I didn't approve of. I had to teach her a little bit of a lesson, but I love the girl to death. And I asked her to come back and told her we could talk about it. She's the one who just sent me my Cash App tag because my husband logged me out of everything on my phone and changed passwords. And I don't know what the fuck he did. I can't log into nothing. I just have my card at the moment until I can get into my Cash App. But this girl sent me the Cash App. She has 2 beautiful children. I'm sharing my home with people who can't pay me to live here. And my husband has stopped contributing. And it's made a very hard circumstance for myself. So Redacted Static, I would like to say thank you so very much. That's the biggest Cash App Super Chat I ever got. I'm so grateful, and I really do hate doing this, but if you are able to help even $1 at this point, it would be grateful. And when I'm on my feet, we can take it as a loan, and I will Cash App what you gave me back. That's so fucking embarrassing. It really is. Hey, Green Eyes. Mwah. How are you? Why do you always come in when I'm about to get off? You need to call me. We need to talk. Just to catch up as friends. Not about Summer's case. But Redacted, thank you again. I put the Cash App up. Again, it's embarrassing for me, but I am going to head off of here. It's okay. I'm so grateful. Thank you. You have no clue how much that's going to help when I'm able to get that in my hands. You guys have been amazing. I want to let you know that, and I know that sometimes my crazy shows, I do have mental health issues. CPTSD is the top one, and I've been going through a lot of CPTSD moments since covering Summer's case. Things I didn't expect, and I hope that one day me, along with the other creators that are still out here doing their thing for Summer, can make an impact. If not even in Summer's case, maybe we uncover something else like my missing friend Lisa. I love getting up here and talking to you guys. I don't have many friends. I've been secluded for many years from my friends. I explained that earlier in a live today. Yesterday, it's after midnight. So when I get out here, it helps me to de-stress and get some of my feelings out and speak to people who speak back to me, who run ideas with me. I don't just come out here to cover Summer. I like to tell you people about my life and about things I've been through because it helps me in the long run, and I'm hoping while it's helping me, I'm able to help others who have had a rough life or maybe been through something that I have, and maybe we can help each other. I appreciate so very much that you guys, a lot of you, Redacted Static, Green Eyes, Rain Dancer, even though we fight sometimes, I love her to fucking death. I need to go check her shit. Selena, I didn't have many in here today. Moonshine Girl. Who else? Little Dev comes in. Maria. Ivy's mom. The list goes on and on to those of you who have stuck with me through 5 frivolous fucking lawsuits, a ton of harassment, me looking like a psychopath, my abuse online and off. You've all been here to hold me up in ways you don't even realize that you have. And I just want to make sure that I take time to say thank you to those of you that have stayed here and supported me. I've missed our friendship too. We need to talk. I'm going to head off. I'm going to say Pez Amore, peace and love. I hope you've enjoyed my live. As you see, my voice is getting a little bit better. Almost better. I should be back to normal. I kicked his ass out, so now I'm not screaming no more. And we get to hear what the real me sounds like for the first time in like 2 fucking months. I hope I'm able to come live tomorrow. I will let you know in my community post. And until then, Pez Amore, peace and love. Good night. Bye.